Welcome back. You are listening to Joygasm, a video game and movie podcast. I'm Russ, Xbox Live Toaster 360. He is Steve, Xbox Live, Stevavitch. And
we're sitting on the right side of the table in this episode.
Absolutely. That's exactly what we're doing. Oh, man. Yeah, I was going to say movies are making a comeback. In episode 219 today, April 8th, 2021. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good today.
Are you?
I'm looking forward to actually what we're going to be talking about, which the topic of the day is the movie trailer reactions. So there have been quite a few that have dropped.
I always love movie trailer reactions.
I do. It's almost like, you know, when you go to the movies.
No, I don't.
And it's like, I don't know, like the act of going to the movies, it's like, you know, everything in life is at that point in time going to be okay.
Like finding a parking space.
Kinda, especially in the mall. Back, you know, when we all used to go to the mall.
Kind of like getting a bag of popcorn with no unpopped kernels.
Indeed. But I will say, because like if you're thinking about like all the different things, and then all of a sudden, like if I were to come to you and say, hey, Steve,
yeah,
we should go see a movie. And then you kind of look at me and you go, that's a good idea. We should go see a movie.
Should we bring the wives? Or should it just be bros?
It just really depends on what the interest level is. The more the merrier, I always say. Although there are the, you know, few movies out there that it's good just to hang out with the bro, have some quality bro time.
I concur.
How you been?
You know, Russ, week has gone pretty fast.
It has gone by fast.
Way fast.
Quickly, I might add.
Yes. I haven't been playing all that much, but I have been watching a few things.
And what exactly are those things? Let me guess. Sopranos.
We are almost done.
See, I'm psychic. I keep telling you this.
We are on the last season, right?
The last season.
Yeah. I'm about to finish it up.
For the fourth time?
Fourth time.
They would be very flattered.
Then I got to watch it all over with you. Right?
You do. You do indeed.
Mm-hmm. I think I'll have to get the Blu-ray boxed set to bring over so you can get a better experience.
I think that's a fabulous idea. I say do it.
Do it, I say. So, I'll have to give it a fifth whirl.
Hey, if you're down for it, then I would gladly accept.
Good. Otherwise, I think you'd be proud of me. I'm proud of you always, Steve. I watched Constantine.
My special boy.
And I remember seeing bits and pieces of it, but I didn't see the whole thing.
Really?
From A to C.
So wait, when did you actually watch little bits and pieces of it?
That was back before Tejas.
Okay, yeah, because it came out a while ago.
Right. Yeah, Neo was looking pretty sprightly back then.
He was, yeah.
And then I went ahead and watched Max Payne, Russ. I didn't have enough of the the Demon Slayer kind of weird stuff going on.
The slender man in the trench coat with the guns. There's something about a slender man in a trench coat with guns. It's timeless, I tell you.
Yeah.
I have never owned a trench coat. I don't think you have either.
No, I own a pea coat.
I don't even know what that is. Apparently, I'm not fancy enough.
Think trench coat, but up to your waist.
It's kind of like if you were to go for like a tuxedo jacket, but they have the option of having like the opera singer tuxedo version where it's like, I don't know, like it's up here. Yeah, it's like super short right here, like and then they have the tails in the back, and they look at you with a straight face, and they're just like, oh yeah. They wear it all the time. I'm like, I'm just not going to wear that. Something tells me no.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You've never seen those?
I've seen them, but I don't know how they correspond to trench coats and pea coats, Russ.
I will have you know, when I was in high school, and I was getting fitted for, I don't know, suits and tuxes and stuff for like a school dance. I did try one of those bad boys on, and immediately it came off, Steve. It came off. It was not meant to be.
The tails of the coat?
No, that's just the coat itself.
Oh. That's great. Right?
The tails were kind of interesting. It is weird. There is kind of a weird fascination with the fact that the jacket just kind of stops right here. It's almost like a formal midriff of sorts.
Did you find yourself wanting to play the piano like Victor Borga?
I did. I totally was looking for like the seat belt that comes out of the bench, the piano bench.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But like I said, didn't stay on for long.
So anyhow, watched a couple of those, and I watched all 3 episodes of Falcon and the Winter Wonder Man.
So what do you think of it so far?
I think the first 2 episodes are good. The 3rd episode is still good, just not as good, but it's definitely more entertaining than WandaVision. I would say so. It's nice because... Well, I won't get into it too much, but it's definitely more. It's amusing. It's funny. There's just enough action where it's not like, epic blowing up worlds and stuff. Which I wouldn't expect that from a show, and I'm glad they didn't go that route because just 2 guys, the Falcon and the Soldier. So I find it entertaining so far.
Well, that's good. I've watched it myself.
All 3?
All 3. And so I'm a little bit of a different opinion.
All right.
At this point, I prefer WandaVision over Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And it's interesting because Falcon and the Winter Soldier, if I were to try and describe where my mind is at with it.
Where's your mind at, Russ?
I think that the show is struggling with having 2 characters that were supporting characters in the films become the primary characters for the TV show. And it's nothing against the actors who are portraying these characters. It's just that in terms of the mechanics of how you have main characters and supporting characters, those supporting characters are designed to help prop up the main characters. And so I think that's kind of what I am wrestling with a little bit. And it goes back and forth. Like there's some scenes where like it totally has that movie quality, right? And then other scenes, it's almost like it screams TV show. Does that make any sense?
I mean, I guess, but I mean, it's kind of cool that it's supporting characters in a way because Anthony Mackie is still a great Falcon. I mean, I like seeing both of them on screen. I mean, you saw some of them on what was it, Civil War? And I don't know. I think they have a great chemistry,
and they do. And I think that's why I'm trying to like describe it or figure it out because like I like them. I like them in their roles, but for some reason there's something that is not fully connecting yet, but I really enjoy some of the other characters that have made appearances that we'll talk about it at some point. We will be doing a formal season 1 review of Falcon and the Winter Soldier once all the episodes have been released.
So you would say the first 3 episodes of WandaVision are better than the first 3 episodes of Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
No, I'm looking at it in its entirety because, like, since I watched all of WandaVision, I understand the direction that they took. But yeah, if I were to look at just the first 3 episodes of WandaVision by themselves without the context of like how the season ended, I would say that Falcon and the Winter Soldier is more entertaining. But I think as of right now, that's kind of where I'm at, where like I'm being entertained watching it. I just don't really know where it's going. So we'll just have to play a little wait and see. Let's see what the other episodes have in store.
I think there is only 6 of them.
Only 6 episodes?
I think it's only 6 episodes. Jeez.
Man. I said that kind of intensity. Only 6?
Scared me.
Man. Are you sure? Only 6 episodes?
I'm not positive.
I was assuming it'd be 9 episodes, just like WandaVision.
Okay.
That'd be a short season. 6 episodes? At least have 8.
And I'm spelling the. You'd think it would just kind of auto-fill by now. Alrighty. And that's where the connection ends.
No
Awesome.
soup for you, Steve.
Oh, man.
No soup for you.
That's awesome. That is so great. Anyway.
Did you connect to the Wi-Fi with your tablet there?
You know what I did was I know what I did. I know what I did. You see what I did, Russ?
I don't see.
Courtesy for you. I put my phone on airplane mode.
Okay.
So that everybody wouldn't call me or text me at this moment.
Oh, is it reading? Is it getting the
It's
connection?
working off my hotspot, Russ.
Oh.
On my back. That itches. That hotspot. So, just bear with me a bit here, and I'll get it back going, and it'll be good to...
Well, while you're looking for that,
Sure.
I ended up downloading the Cyberpunk 2077 1.2 patch.
And?
Have you done that yet?
No.
That is a big download. I think I have it written down here, which I do. That update is 40 gigs.
What was the last one?
I don't even recall what the last one was, but to put this into perspective, there was another game called Outriders that, by the way, it's available on Game Pass. You can just pick it up and download it. It's a bit of a, from what I understand, to be kind of an RPG shooter, like action shooter, almost like a Destiny
I think I've heard of it.
style, if you will.
Sure.
That entire game, I think, is like 49 gigs. It was like a 49 gigabyte download. Whereas the Cyberpunk update by itself was 40 gigs. So it's like, my goodness, that is an awful lot of information in there. I haven't had a chance to actually like pick it up and play it. And I'm wondering if I should just wait until the next gen updates get dropped or if I should just start playing it. I have no idea, Steve. It's a very good question.
That is a great question.
I have a feeling, though, that you should still wait, given the fact that you have a system that really can't handle that game yet.
6 episodes.
6 episodes?
6 episodes.
Man.
Yes.
Well. Don't know what to tell you, Steve. Don't know what to tell you. The one I can tell you is that I'm very surprised because that is a short season right there.
Well, color you surprised.
Indeed. A little bit of the color right here. A little bit. I wonder what the
Doesn't matter.
no. I would get lost in the color spectrum. I wouldn't know what exactly sure. What else, Steve?
That's it, Russ.
That's it.
Oh, well, we streamed a little bit. We actually didn't get our butts beat in Overwatch.
That is correct. Absolutely. You know, it's funny you should mention that.
Why?
Well, because I was going to mention it myself if you weren't going to say anything. We've been on the struggle bus lately in terms of actually having a good night of Overwatch goodness.
The short struggle bus.
Yes, with the helmets. Absolutely.
And mittens.
Yeah. Straight jackets. Yes. However, our luck changed. Lady Luck smiled down upon us on this past Wednesday night, where we stream our gaming adventures on Twitch. My goodness. I think we only lost like 2 games out of all the games we played. I think we won every other game, and we won it decidedly for the most part. There were a couple of close calls. In fact, I want to draw your attention to one, in fact, that revitalizes our play of the week, Steve. The play of the week has laid dormant for some time.
Does this have something to do with you?
It has something to do with me, and it has something to do with you, Steve.
Oh.
So if I can just direct your attention over to the screen. If you recall...
I don't remember this at all.
Yeah, I bet you don't. This was one of our particular escapades, if you will. And, you know, so I'm Diva. I think you were Winston in this match, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, so we're
And that's me. Die.
And that's me. Die. So we start out with a bit of this part of the map is always kind of a bottleneck, right? Like you have to really push your way out in order to get to the next phase.
You gotta like grunt on this part here, yeah.
You do indeed. So I'm just gonna skip ahead here, and you'll notice, yeah, right around here, the Bastion character on the opposing team was providing a lot of problems for us, and so I was finally able to get the drop on him and get behind him and take him out. And so that allowed us a little bit more room. I then launch my ultimate into the team, get a triple kill right there. You can hear my excitement. And that allowed the team to move forward finally with the payload, Steve. So that gave us some daylight. Now, one of the things I want to point out is the team that we are on is doing a very nice job of staying together. Would you agree?
I would humbly agree, yes.
I think that they all did a really nice job throughout this entire thing. This particular match, though, I think we had won a few already, and I was starting to really just get into it, and I enjoyed the intensity between the two teams. I felt like the teams were pretty evenly matched. It wasn't like one side had some sort of huge advantage over the other, and really you had to just be on your game, pardon the pun, in order to get through that. So skipping ahead once more, so you'll notice how we're trying to make our way through here, and the time is ticking.
Oh, there's me. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, there I was.
There you are. There you are. I admired your ability to be able to really kind of be a harasser with Winston.
Oh, thanks, Russ.
Which is, I don't really think of Winston necessarily as a harasser.
He is a harasser. That was the game plan. That was the strategy. Is to jump in, jump out, be a pain in the booty.
You did good, dude.
Yeah, thanks.
I think that would be a good strategy moving forward with this particular map, because I think that you were really in the zone with Winston. You'll notice at the top here that we're coming down to like the final 1 minute, and we're stuck, right? Like the other team is being successful in blocking our journey forward. They are being in an impeding force. It is what it is. These kind of things happen. So if I fast forward a little bit more, what's interesting about this is we get down to the final 30 seconds, right? So once again, it's like do or die mode. And
we gotta push it.
There, you can hear it right there. We gotta push it. So we're trying to do what we can do. We're down to 19 seconds. You'll hear Steve.
Yeah, I don't know about this.
I don't know about this. And then you're broke.
Yeah, baby.
Quadruple kill in the last 1 second. Took out another guy right here.
We ain't got nothing.
I'm feeling pumped. I'm like, we are moving this payload. We're going to do what we can.
You're really treating that stone like it had done some damage to you.
Yeah, this whole thing was just a really fun, intensive mode. So then we're making our way, but if you notice at the top again, once again, we're at less than 2 minutes. You know, like this entire match has been like this, where we don't really have an abundance of time that we can waste or whatever. Like we really need to like keep going. A minute 30. So fast forward a little bit more now to the final like last 30 seconds. You can see how close we are getting it, but we can't quite make the mark. Like you know, the defensive team is really doing all they can to prevent us from moving it forward. We're down to 15 seconds. And I don't even know where you are right now. Oh, you're in the back, so you're still doing your thing in the back down there.
Still causing a bunch of pain.
Absolutely. And you'll notice in this time period, down to the 1 second, look, we're in overtime. Watch my ultimate, Steve.
I'm watching this.
88%, 97 on it. Oh!
Is that you just yelling?
Yep. Cause everybody to run away.
That's That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Oh my
Scored the
gosh.
victory.
Well
Play the
then,
game right
there you
here.
go.
Your brother-
That is a team effort right there.
I didn't even hear that last little bit. But
Oh, and your bro got play of the game, which, I mean, would you say that was well earned, Steve?
it was well earned, Russ. But
Thank
I might also add that anybody listening to this on SoundCloud, probably wants to take a peek at this on Twitch or YouTube.
Yeah, you're using
Absolutely.
your shield,
Else they have
too.
no idea what we're even talking about.
Absolutely.
And then we both have the freaking, we're on the panel there.
They thought they had
Absolutely.
that in the bag. They were wrong.
Oh man. So like, I mean, it's matches like that.
Yeah, that's what make the game.
It really does. I mean, that's the thing is like the game came out, back in like 2016? It's been out for a long time. But when you all of a sudden have a match like that, that's super close and you're not sure if you're going to make it and you're doing everything you can, the game's secret sauce really brings that out in you. You know, when you hear that music come in, you realize you only have like 20 or 30 seconds left. And then all of a sudden it's like, there's no time left and you're in the overtime. And like the moment that
And your heart just stops beating, you're like,
Oh, we gotta win.
it's true. I mean, like it is, man, like we have played, I don't even know, countless amounts of hours of Overwatch. And when it comes to matches like that, and by the by, the entire evening was consisting of lots of different instances similar to what we just watched.
Right.
Would you agree?
I agree.
What was your favorite?
Let me see, Russ. Oh, that spit shield is like right in my eye. Hi.
It's like his monocle. Hey, look, it's the Monopoly
I
Man.
can read a little. Yeah, really. Oh boy. So yeah, I mean the whole game, Russ. The whole game was just like a complete highlight. It's like a kaleidoscope. If I twist it, I see a bunch of colors. I'm gonna look at it towards the light, see what happens.
Oh boy. Anyway, I was looking forward to being able to share with our audience that particular match because we have just been getting our butts handed to us for weeks.
Right.
Like it's been really sad. And so finally we were able to have a night where we were doing well. And I think I mained as Diva almost the entire night. You, I think, oscillated between like Mercy
You know
and
what? I think the favorite part for me
Yeah, what is it?
was when I got play that. Well, this was like an oxymoron because I got play the game being Mercy, and it wasn't about healing people. It was just like spraying and praying pretty much, and Hanamura. And I think I killed like 2 people, which was like basically 2 assists. It's like, hey, play the game, good job. I'm like, oh, cool.
You have this uncanny ability to get play of the game a lot, but when we watch the video, more often than not, there's really nothing amazing about what you did, and it leaves me bewildered. Like how? Like I mean, I'm happy that you got play of the game, but how did I don't know. How did the game decide on that? I'm not exactly sure. Like some of the ones where you're Torbjorn are hilarious. Like there's like videos of him where like he literally doesn't kill anybody.
I'm just walking around.
No, you got shot and you keel over and die. That's all we see in the video, and it's just play of the game. I'm like, what? I mean, it's great for a laugh, but it's good though. Do you feel reinvigorated though, Steve? Like you want to be able to play more of Overwatch? You like? Do you feel like a renewed sense of I don't know, determination or encouragement, perhaps? I don't know.
Play some competitive now, you know? We're ready for it.
I haven't played competitive in forever. Another thing I wanted to bring to your attention, Steve, is Indiana Jones box set. I just came across this today. Very interesting indeed, where They have now gone up to 4K. I don't understand how they're able to do this just because the film was shot like back in the 80s. So I'm not exactly sure, like, how do they make it look all like high res and crispy?
Well, it's 2021, Russ. I'm sure they have a way or two. Well, how do they do it with black and white movies? There's a will, there's a way.
But I wonder, like, is it true 4K? I don't know.
Nah, it's 1.5K.
The other thing well, okay, so first of all, I do commend them on the box art. I think that looks really cool. The thing that I have a bit of a conflict about is the amount of times they end up re-releasing films like this, because Indiana Jones is one of my favorite trilogies. But I've already bought it on like regular DVD and Blu-ray,
VHS,
and even the good old VHS days. But like, you know, now they're doing 4K. You know they're going to come out with like an 8K eventually.
Well, that's the thing, because with the new technology in the TVs, with the better resolution, it makes older platforms look worse. Like, so if you had a CRT TV, like one of those that weighed like 400 pounds, you'd probably break your back. You have like 4 people lifting something that was like 20 inches diagonal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would look fine. But then you go, oh, I'm going to play this on high def or my 4K TV. And then it like stretches the image to look at even worse. It's like if you, yeah, okay. I have an example.
Okay.
You look at an image on your iPhone, and then you zoom up. Sorry, I just had to scratch my palm there. Excuse me.
I was like, I don't know what he's doing.
So you zoom up on the image, and then it just becomes more pixelated, right? So that it's almost that way, because the way these older movies were filmed was for a smaller set in a sense. Mm-hmm. And so when you get a bigger set that does higher resolution and you're stretching a lower resolution image, you're just going to see like more of a blurry kind of effect, which is why it looks terrible.
I get all that, but I'm just wondering, how are they able to make it more high res, more crispy, given the fact that...
Well, you were saying that, you know, they keep on re-releasing.
Yeah.
So, but they have to, because everyone's upgrading all their stuff.
Oh, no, I totally understand, but I'm confused as to how are they able to actually get it to that res? I mean, they must be completely rescanning the original film or something.
I have to scan the negatives, Russ.
I have to scan something. One last thing, by the way, we forgot to mention. The old T-shirt that Steve was wearing, I got him that shirt at San Diego Comic-Con back in 2019. Before all the nonsense happened, better known as the pandemic. I must say, when it's not all like bundled up, go ahead. Yeah, give me a proper... I think it looks mighty handsome on you, if I'm not being too subtle. Mighty handsome.
The hammer's right in my heart.
Coming to a theater near you, it's the topic of the day. Our topic of the day is movie trailer reactions. There has been a number of new movie trailers that have dropped just within, I would say, the past week or so.
Yeah.
Which makes both of us very excited, if I were to speak for the two of us.
I'm very excited.
It does make me think that something is a brewing in Hollywood, where I think they can smell the theaters reopening. They can smell something in the wind. Smell a change occurring.
That was just my burp.
That would be stinky. So anyway, we have a new Black Widow trailer, which is interesting because that film was supposed to be released, I believe, last year.
Yes, it was.
We have a Loki trailer.
Yes, we do.
We have a Suicide Squad 2 trailer directed by James Gunn.
James. That's terrible.
No, don't discount yourself, Steve. That sounds good. And last but certainly not least, Wrath of Man, which we actually started talking about last episode because we found the movie poster.
Right.
And shortly thereafter, a trailer has dropped. Question.
Answer.
Have you watched any of these trailers yet?
Russ, I sent you 2 of them.
Well, that doesn't mean you've watched them.
I've watched them, Russ. No, the 2 I sent you. Question for you.
Yes.
Have you watched them?
I have not. I have not seen a single one, Steve. Well, not a single one.
Right.
Let's get started.
Sweet.
So we're going to watch Black Widow first. Since I have that one queued up, let's take a little look-see, shall we?
You don't know everything about me. I've lived a lot of lives. Before I was an Avenger. Before I got this family. I made mistakes choosing between what the world wants you to be.
I hated that
Who
scene.
you are. We have to go back to where it all started.
Where did you think I was all this time?
We have unfinished business.
My girls are the toughest girls in the world.
I'm sorry. We had our orders and we played our roles.
It wasn't real.
It was real to me. To me, you were everything.
Bring her home.
Put your seatbelts on. She's such a mom.
One thing's for sure. I'm done running from my past.
Ha 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 ha. Some.
I'm pretty pumped, I must say. Man, that film looks good.
It does look good, Russ. Give me goosebumps.
And you've already seen it.
A few times, actually.
I am very excited to see Scarlett Johansson back in a film. I'm really excited, actually, that she has her own standalone film because I feel like Black Widow as a character has a lot of mystique and intrigue about her. And she's like one of the very few front-running heroes within the Avengers that really hasn't had, well, not really, it just plain has not had her very own standalone film. So, man, like the framing of the shots, the locales, the different cast that I saw in there. I mean, everything just looked legit.
It looks awesome. It looks good, Russ. I got to tell you, when I was watching Endgame back in the day.
What was that, 2018?
I think it was. Anyhow, when they're hanging off, when she and bow and arrow, Hawkeye,
Robin Hood.
when she and Tomb Raider are hanging on the ledge.
Oh boy, Tomb Raider.
Anyhow, I remember thinking in the theater, like, okay, one of them's gonna die. One of them's gonna die. Who do I want to die? Like, who would I be okay with dying?
Well, to be fair, like we were all doing that because we all knew that not every single Avenger would make it out unscathed. Or unspoiled.
Or unbruised. And on there, I was like, I'm okay. I think I'm okay with Black Widow going. I'm okay. No, I'm not. I'm okay with Hawkeye going. I'm okay. No, Black Widow, because Hawkeye needs his family and stuff. Black Widow doesn't have anything. Yeah, I think I'm okay with Black Widow. No, not Black Widow.
It's a good storytelling, Steve. That's part of the amazing job that Marvel has done with having the audience invest in each of those heroes.
Russ?
Yes, Steve.
What do you theorize about that movie? Do you think that Marvel's going to do some multiverse action and somehow bring back Widow Day Black?
That is actually something I had not thought about. I don't know where this film takes place. Because, to your point, she sacrifices herself in Endgame. So this has to have taken place, I guess, prior to the Infinity War and Endgame.
I guess it'd have to.
Unless, well, you know what? Hold on a second.
Okay, I'll hold.
At the end of Endgame, when Robert Downey Jr., a.k.a. Tony Stark, snaps his fingers, did Black Widow make a return?
Or don't know.
Not exactly sure about that. That may have been what caused it. So perhaps this film actually does take place after Infinity War.
I don't know if, what's his face? Merlin was portaling in.
That's Doctor Strange.
Dr. Weirdo was portaling in Black Widow. Oh, Russ.
Oh, boy. See, this is clearly symptoms of you being overdue in watching the Infinity War and Endgame again.
Maybe it's worth another
Yeah.
roundabout.
Amazing. It's awesome.
Roundabout.
I'm actually surprised in a good way about how that particular trailer relied kind of heavily on previous scenes from older movies that Black Widow was in. Did you notice that?
I did. Not a whole lot. A little bit. They want to give some backstory and some refreshers.
I'd say about 30% of the trailer was footage from other films. I mean, again,
29%.
Not bad. It's not a bad thing.
28%.
Something like that. It makes me wonder, was that only for marketing purposes or was this actually significant to the plot? In any event, I am very much looking forward to that. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about the trailer.
Well, Russ,
I'm pumped. I'm very pumped.
I liked the first one. I figured I'd like the second one.
That's good, Steve. That's real good. All right, well, let's go on to the second film. The trailer. The film trailer?
Whatever. Yeah, we're not watching movies here. Right?
No, we're not. No, trailer. So the second one is going to be Loki, which is going to debut on Disney+. It's a standalone TV show.
It's a more low-key version.
Probably not.
What we see in the theaters, Russ?
Probably not. Let's take a look.
I know what this place is. The timekeepers have built quite the circus. And I see the clowns are playing their parts to perfection. Big metaphor guy. I love it. Makes you sound super smart. I am smart. I know. Okay.
It is Owen Wilson, you're right.
Please sign to verify this is everything you've ever said.
This is absurd.
Sign this too. We protect the proper flow of time.
You picked up the Tesseract, breaking reality.
I want you to help us fix it.
Why me?
I need your unique Loki perspective.
Do I get a weapon?
Yeah.
really believe in this Loki variant?
Luckily, he believes in himself enough for the both of us.
Why? It is adorable that you think you could possibly manipulate me. I'm 10 steps ahead of you.
You're not big on trust, are you?
You can trust me.
Loki, I've studied almost every moment of your entire life. You've literally stabbed people in the back like 50 times.
Why never do it again?
Tom friggin' Hiddleston, Russ.
I'm a big fan. I've always been a big fan of his, but what'd you think? Was this one that you had already seen?
Yes, Russ. I said that in the beginning.
We're going through all the ones you've already seen. Actually, I prefer it that way. We're getting you set up for ones you haven't seen yet.
Have you seen the next ones?
No, I haven't seen any of them.
I forgive you.
Forgive me.
Okay.
This is why it's called movie trailer reactions. We're reacting to it.
So, Owen Wilson's in it, so you know it's going to be a bit funny. There's going to be some one-line zingers. Ooh! And so it's going to be funny. It's going to be mischievous. We're going to see some more Loki. Didn't that little graph they show with the alternate realities kind of splitting off? Isn't that what we saw in Endgame also? They were talking about it was that one lady with the Hulk banner. She was talking about it.
Yeah, so she eluded. I don't know if that's exactly the same thing, but it probably is. But yeah, she was talking about how due to certain events that are transpiring in the past versus the present versus the future, and all that.
I'm already overwhelmed. I don't know.
Just go with it, Steve.
Yeah, you guys got a couple knives, a couple daggers. I like how it's not so explodey. You know, it's gonna be dramatic. It's gonna be thought provoking. I think a little psychological. Mm-hmm. I think it's gonna be good. Well, yeah,
I think it's gonna be good too.
Ah, good.
I am also a fan of Tom. I think that
we are in concurrent.
Yes, we are. I think that a lot of the sets were really imaginative. I thought it looked really appealing. The color palettes too. Like, I'm assuming that he's going to different worlds as well as different dimensions. I have a feeling that this is definitely going to play a part in the Marvel version of like having that multiverse type of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Most likely, Russ.
But see, the thing is, though, I don't know how hard they're going to hit it on the nose. Like, I wonder if they're going to be just more subtly suggesting it as opposed to like really diving in. We'll have to wait and see. But it does make me think about how, remember like that there was talk about the upcoming Spider-Man movie possibly also exploring a bit of that multiverse where like there's a chance that we'll have the other Spider-Mans make cameo appearances.
Yeah, but that got axed.
Oh, it did?
I think it got axed, Russ. Yeah.
Look it up, Steve. Go ahead. Look it up.
Excuse me.
Oh.
I was really hoping for a good crack right there.
I thought those were not bad. No. I give it a solid B-. But anyway, I was very impressed and happily surprised at the fact that Owen Wilson seems to be playing a prominent role in it as well. And I haven't seen him in anything in a while. Have you?
No, I haven't.
It has been a little while. So that's always a good thing to be able to see him. And it felt like at least from the trailer itself, it did feel more film-like. And that's what I'm after. Like with all these different Disney Plus shows that are coming out. When The Mandalorian first got released, I feel like they were kind of the benchmark setters because when you watch The Mandalorian, to me, it felt like I was watching a movie. It felt like I was watching like some sort of Star Wars movie. It didn't feel like a TV show. And so I think that when it comes to these Marvel shows that have been slowly coming out, I think that they are attempting to reach that same benchmark level. And I think in certain ways they do, and at least from what I've seen so far, certain ways they have not. But it does make me hopeful that like seeing something like this with Loki, I think that has some major potential to reach that same level of glory. Any luck on your side, Steve?
Nope, Russ. Definitely not there.
Well, you piqued my curiosity because I totally thought that was a green lit go thing. Yeah. Go when the light is green.
Not seeing much going on here happening, Russ. There's a bunch of questions on the internet. Is it happening? What's going on? WTF, over.
Well, I hope that they do that because I have this feeling that I think both DC and Marvel are starting to really get into the idea of introducing their own version of a multiverse. Because even in the Flash movie, I believe was a Flash movie. I don't remember exactly, but which one is the one that has Michael Keaton being Batman again? I think it's Flashpoint. I think it's the Flash movie.
It could be.
I think that's what it is. Again, I'm really excited about that. I'm a huge Michael Keaton fan. You're a huge Michael Keaton fan. And being able to like show that off, I think they're probably going to have like Ben Affleck reprise his role as Batman. Then you have Michael Keaton in there too, going back and forth on that. So having said that, if they were to go down that path on the Marvel side, count me in. I'm very excited about that. The third movie trailer we are going to check out, which is one I don't think you've seen yet.
I just told you I haven't seen it.
Suicide Squad 2, Steve.
Oh, I can't wait for this one, Russ.
Directed by James Gunn.
James.
Supervillains. Sad souls in costumes. Why do you think they're all dark and deep? What's it like? Living life as a punchline. But all it would take would be one blessed act of rebellion for you to restore your dignity in its entirety.
You know the deal. Complete the mission, you get 10 years off your sentence. You fail to follow my orders in any way, and I detonate the explosive device in the base of your skull.
Love him or hate him, these are your brothers and sisters for the next few days.
Any questions?
And?
Yes, that is your hand. Very good.
We're all gonna die.
I hope so.
Oh, for God's sake.
This is suicide.
Well, that's kind of our thing.
What the?
Nothing like a bloodbath to start the day.
They call you Peacemaker?
I cherish peace with all my heart. I don't care how many men, women, and children I need to kill to get it.
I thought you were the crazy one.
I am.
Here's the deal. We fail the mission, you die.
If we find out any information you give us is false, you die.
If we find out you have personalized license plates, you die.
What? No.
Thoughts?
Margot makes my heart go, Russ.
She makes many man's heart a go, Steve.
Yep.
Very beautiful lady right there.
The jury is still out, though, Russ. Good cast. I will say that, Russ. Good cast. Little John Cena. And You got Idris Elba in there. You know that shark doesn't look very good, Russ. I'm sorry.
I think it looks all right.
Yeah, come on.
I think the problem is that your brain is not willing to accept that there is like some sort of humanoid shark character among the actual characters.
No, I'm willing to accept that. That thing looks like it's been plucked out of Finding Nemo. And they kind of buffing him up, give him some crack or something, and throw him on screen.
I disagree. You're being too critical.
Nah, I don't think so, Russ.
I think he looks better than that.
My name's Bruce.
I'll never knew my father. Fish all friends, not food.
You look at it again. I'm telling you.
No. I'm trying to remember what our initial reaction was when we first saw the trailer to Guardians of the Galaxy.
I didn't really care for it.
I remember just giving it. I remember not being excited to see it because first of all, I had never heard of Guardians of the Galaxy. Secondly, when I was looking at the characters and what was going on, it didn't seem to be like what I was used to in terms of a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
However,
was there a third thing, Russ?
No.
Okay.
After seeing it though, I loved it. I thought it was a great movie. I think you loved it too.
I did.
And then when Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 came out, we were extremely excited to see it. And it was also just really, really great. And I think a large part of that has to do with James Gunn directing it. I think that if anyone else directed that, I don't think it would have had the same level of success that it saw. I also think that the cast that was chosen also played a huge role in that as well. But that's what has me curious about this particular film, because seeing James Gunn go for the Suicide Squad, it seems like it's right up his alley. Like his creative toolbox has all the necessary tools to be able to really bring this thing to life. And the sheer number of actors that are in this. What I think is crazy is that, first of all, there's a ton of actors that are in this movie. Second of all, I hardly know any of these characters. I know Harley Quinn, and that's about it. Like everyone else, I'm like, I have never seen or heard of any of these characters. And so I think that in a way, this is a unique challenge because the masses are not going to really know, unless you're like a diehard comic book reader and specifically when it comes to DC and you happen to know who all these characters are, most folks are going to be like, who's this and who's that? Like no one knows. And on top of that, they're intentionally goofy looking.
They are. Well, some of them are.
I would say most of them. Yeah. I mean, and again, that's intentional. They're designed to be like that. So I'm wondering, how is the movie going to play out? Because we were not fans of the original Suicide Squad. Like literally the only good thing that came out of that was Margot Robbie, because she was fantastic as Harley Quinn. When it comes to this though, do you think that James Gunn will be able to harness that lightning in a bottle again?
Man, that's a tough question.
When you're done watching the trailer overall, what is your reaction?
I'm telling you, the jury's still out. It doesn't look that interesting. Like the story looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
From the one we saw originally, just with like a new cast and a new director. I mean, James Gunn's slapping his name all over it, which is fine, and that might work, but I don't know. I mean, the other one was pretty terrible.
Well, another thing I just thought of too is that the director of the first Suicide Squad, David Ayer, has been pretty vocal, especially after the Zack Snyder Justice League movie got released, in saying how he would love an opportunity to be able to go back and do his version, like a director's cut of the original Suicide Squad movie, because according to him, his version of it was a lot more serious than what ended up coming out. How like the version of the film that got released was more influenced by like the Hollywood executives and so on and so forth. Which is interesting because the first Suicide Squad movie, it does, I would say, bear a bit of a resemblance in terms of the comic mischief as what was shown to us just now with the sequel. Would you agree?
I don't know about Comic Mischief though. Like I'm not watching. I could see that there would be some comedy in there, but I don't see. I saw Comic Mischief in Loki. I didn't see Comic Mischief in this necessarily. I mean, yeah, John Cena has that one little comment with the, or I don't know if it was John Cena, but I mean with the license plate.
Yeah,
you know. So and that was kind of a, but it wasn't like, oh, that was funny sort of thing. You know, I mean, it's gonna have some humor in it, but I didn't get Comic Mischief from the trailer anyway.
Yeah. Our final trailer is Wrath of Man, which I'm just going to say just because I've been saying it every time. He hasn't seen this one yet either. So let's take a look at Wrath of Man by Guy Ritchie.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new addition. H.
Portico Security specialize in cash trucks across LA.
Do you have any idea how dangerous this job can be?
Some idea, yeah. We ain't the predators, we're the prey.
You ready?
Ready.
This is your temporary sidearm.
What happens if we're putting pistols in a machine gun fight?
Do you have a problem?
I don't know. Do I?
It's a 10 grand drop. You should have been back 5 minutes ago.
They're serious!
Leave this to me.
Get in the truck next time!
Sorry, pal.
Who is this lunatic?
It doesn't feel right. It's like he wants trucks to get hit. He's not a cop.
But if he's not a cop, what is he?
A while back, we lost 2 guards, a civilian too.
There was an investigation.
They still haven't found the scum who did it.
You were in an accident. My son.
He didn't make it.
I need to know who killed my son.
The tree has been shook, and it's been shook hard. We've scorched the earth.
You started by saying you'd do anything. But what I'm hearing is, you think you've done everything.
I can see it's gonna be a long night.
It's gotta be an inside job. I can do it in 2 weeks. You only wish you could do it in 20 years. But I do bear a grudge.
What'd you think of that one?
Russ.
Yes, Steve.
I saw that one. I just forgot the title of it. I've seen it. And I remember the music. And I remember Jason Statham. And I remember him handling the gun saying, there's going to be a problem. I remember him losing his sight. I remember the whole thing. Right? I remember the whole thing.
You failed me yet again, Starscream.
Sorry about that, Russ. When I see movie trailers online, I go like, ooh, movie trailer, click.
Well, since you've seen it twice now, at least, what'd you think?
Well, I am definitely going to see that one because it's Guy Ritchie and it's Jason Statham.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like it. Did you see? Nah, well, I won't even ask you that, right? Yeah, did you see the trailer for that last Jason Statham movie I was telling you about?
I have not seen it yet.
I'll have to send that to you.
Well, you said it was so bad.
It was.
Why would I watch it then?
No, not the movie.
Even the trailer.
I'll get some giggles out of it, Russ. I don't know.
You know that really bad movie I was telling you don't go see? Go see the trailer.
So, I mean, the one drawback from this trailer is I think they showed too many scenes of like camera's right in front of Jason and he's just offing people with the handgun. Like, here's another scene of him just shooting casually some people with a handgun. Oh, another scene, shoot with a handgun, you know? And I thought, okay, what else is there to the story that's going to give me some intrigue?
Yeah.
I want to see it either way. I'm just saying that I think they could have made the trailer better.
What I was surprised about was the big difference in tone, the overall tone of the movie. Because if you think of Guy Ritchie films, there tends to be, how do I describe it?
How was that, Russ?
There's a lot of clever dialogue. There is kind of not necessarily a lightheartedness, but more of a amusement, right? Like there's something, like if you think of Snatch, right? Like it's a very basic premise of like how there's a huge diamond, you have all these ruffians and I don't know, like just the shadowy types, thugs and underworld kingpin types that are all trying to get their mittens on it, right? So, you know, the premise being, what could possibly go wrong? You know, and then you watch them and it's actually pretty funny.
It is.
And then if I think of some of his other films, they may not be like as like funny per se, but there is always like this kind of
style.
Yeah, like this stylish action movie,
right, with
these memorable characters and what's going on. This one is a lot more sober in tone. You know, like it fulfills the whole like action genre thing, but it didn't strike me as like what a Guy Ritchie film typically feels like. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, but again, I got to think that they're leaving a lot to the imagination because I just don't think the trailer was put together that well. I think that the movie, I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to say I think the movie will be better than the trailer. If it's worse than the trailer and the trailer is showing everything that's good in the movie, it's going to be, oh man, it's going to tank hard. But I got to think that it's gonna, when you watch the movie, it's gonna have that Guy Ritchie flair. It's gonna have the Guy Ritchie style. There's gonna be some crazy camera work. It's gonna have some action, some real dry humor. You know, I gotta think it's all gonna be there. I just gotta.
I mean, what's crazy is that Guy Ritchie he was the director behind Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law. Like that's the kind of thing I'm talking about, where like it's an action movie, but it's very heavily stylized in that Guy Ritchie flair. And you have some intense moments, but also once again, it's that smart dialogue, right?
Very smart. Wasn't Guy Ritchie the one who did the BMW films?
Yes. Well, he did one of them. I'm not sure if he did all of them. I think, I can't remember if he did all of them or not. He either did all of them or he did one of them as BMW were kind of circulating guest directors.
Yeah.
It's been a while though. I don't recall. He may very well have done all of them.
Yes.
Anyway, it is interesting to see, like as I'm going down his list, I mean, he hasn't done a ton of films.
No.
But like the Gentleman, well, no, it wasn't The Gentleman, was it? Maybe it was. But it was that other film that came out that was a little bit like Snatch, had a little more of a serious tone, but also still it was in that Guy Ritchie world.
Right.
So I don't know if this is just a byproduct of the marketing team trying to make it more of that classic action film. And then when you go to see the movie itself, then, you know, once again, we are going to be happily exposed to the Guy Ritchie style.
Right.
Or if he's going completely in a different direction.
To be seen, Russ.
To be seen. And we will definitely see it because we're both Guy Ritchie fans. Out of all 4 trailers, which one are you looking forward to seeing the most?
Black Widow. Without a doubt. Numero uno is my numero uno.
I agree. I think that Black Widow is my most anticipated movie to see out of the bunch. The others, though, I am looking forward to seeing in different capacities. I think Loki looks really good. I think the Suicide Squad 2 trailer does have potential. I think the main thing is seeing if James Gunn, like I said, can reharness that lightning in a bottle scenario. And if he does that, it's gonna be like and you know what he's working on simultaneously as Suicide Squad 2, right?
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
That's right. Absolutely. So we'll have to see about that. And when it comes to the Guy Ritchie thing, even though the trailer didn't necessarily excite me, it's Guy Ritchie. So it's like, okay, well, we're clearly going to see it. But Black Widow, very much far and away, that was captivating.
It was.
That was really cool. That wraps up this episode of Joygasm. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you enjoyed this episode, we invite you to check out patreon.com/Joygasm and consider becoming a monthly contributor. You'll get exclusive perks and early access to the show. Not to mention, it helps us continue doing what we love to do. Also, you can follow us on social media and YouTube. Just do a search for Joygasm TV. Last but not least, do a search for Joygasm TV on Twitch to see us stream our gaming adventures live every Wednesday night. 9:30 p.m. Central Time, where perhaps we'll even win some more of the Overwatch matches. You don't want to miss out on that. Until next time, we will see you next week.